Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about updates on Max Verstappen's future, as well as more that's been said about the penalty he received during the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Verstappen then, who's spoken more about his future. Now, as we know, Verstappen has won multiple championships with Red Bull, but since the middle of last year, Red Bull have not had the fastest car. It's been a difficult car to drive, especially in 2025. You know, the operating window is narrow, the tyre wear is an issue. And in light of Red Bull's decline, Verstappen has been linked with moves away to teams like Mercedes, Aston Martin. And while Verstappen is contracted with Red Bull until 2028, it's also been speculated that Verstappen will be free to leave Red Bull for 2026 if he's lower than third in the driver's standings after a significant part of this season. And recently, Red Bull advisor Dr. Helmut Marko admitted that there's great concern Verstappen could leave at the end of 2025. But in a fresh update, Verstappen has insisted that drivers should not run away during tough times. Verstappen was quoted by Planet F1 as saying, "People need something to write about. That's all I can say about it." And of course, whatever Helmut says, look, I think every driver wants to be in the fastest car. That's completely normal. But that doesn't mean you should run away if things don't go your way. We're still working on solving our problems, and we're not where we want to be yet. But that's all you can do. You can shout about it, but that doesn't help. I'm just trying to do my best. It's quite possible that we'll have everything under control in 26, but you can't always win everything. Now, I think this year Verstappen is having to go to a new level. You know, as I've said, that Red Bull is really, really difficult to drive. But somehow Verstappen is sitting third in the driver's standing, still in with a chance of winning the championship. And he somehow won the Japanese Grand Prix. He somehow qualified on pole for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and nearly won that race had it not been for a 5-second time penalty. Now, we all know what happened in this situation. Verstappen started the race on pole. Oscar Piastri was in P2, but Piastri got a better launch off the line and pulled up alongside Verstappen going into turn 1. But Verstappen went off the track and kept the place. And Verstappen felt he was forced off, but the stewards did not feel that way and gave him a 5-second time penalty. Now, the overtaking rules have changed from last year to this year, and that's for two reasons. The first is because there were concerns that drivers would simply drive for the apex in a bid to ensure that they were officially ahead according to the wording of the rules. And on top of that, it was also agreed that a previous requirement for the overtaking car needing to leave room for their rival on the exit was too harsh if cars were under control. So it was agreed that it would be removed. And speaking about those changes, Mercedes driver George Russell was quoted by the race as saying, "A lot of drivers are relying that if you're the overtaking car on the inside, rule number one is you have to be able to stay on the circuit. If you're able to stay on the circuit, you're in your right to run the driver wide, as it has been for all of us since go-karting. If you're overtaking somebody on the inside, you've got the right to run them wide." And the new guidelines state that the overtaking car must have its front axle at least alongside the mirror of the other car prior to and at the apex, and be driven in a fully controlled manner, particularly from entry to apex, and not have dived in, and in the steward's estimation, have taken a reasonable racing line and been able to complete the move whilst remaining within track limits. And when you look at the move Piastri pulled on Verstappen, you know, Piastri followed these rules as it stated. You know, he did not dive in to the corner. He was fully in control of his car. And as stated in the rules, because of those things, he did not have to leave room on the outside for Verstappen. And because Verstappen did not give the place back, that's why he was given a penalty for leaving the circuit and gaining an advantage. But the usual penalty for leaving the circuit and gaining an advantage is a 10-second time penalty, but the stewards halved Verstappen's punishment to 5 seconds due to believing that the incident happening on the first lap was a mitigating circumstance. And former Haas team principal Gunther Steiner felt the FIA should have issued the full penalty rather than being polite and giving half. He told the Red Flags podcast, as quoted by Racing News 365, "The stewards are always trying to be polite. Don't upset anybody. I mean, a judge, if he's sitting there, obviously if he gives someone a lifelong sentence without parole, he knows that the guy is not going to be happy with him, but that's his job. I'm sorry, but he's just doing his job. Sometimes, if you feel like a driver did something wrong, give him 10 seconds and justify it and explain it. End of story. If you're this, yeah, because it was the first lap. So now we have again a different tool for the first lap. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.